for Rachel to make it tonight. She just got off an international flight, so she really wanted to be here. Really, thank you so much.
Thank you.
As we heard, Tamar is not only a legendary teacher, but as an administrator, cultivated countless and countless, really generations of teachers herself. Took people maybe with even people with some minimal knowledge of teaching and taught them and made them into incredible, legendary educators. And when she hired people who were seasoned teachers, who thought maybe like they were already, doing everything they needed to do, she pushed them and made them even better. So representing all of Tamar's staff for over the many, many years, it gives me great kavod to call upon Rabbi Liptag, Rabbi Aaron Liptag, who's a Rebbe for many years at Hillel Torah, Rabbi of Kins North, and formerly Rabbi of Lincolnwood at KJBS, to say a few words tonight.
And Rabbi Linder asked me to speak. He was very clear, that there should be jokes. But everybody until now has said nice things about you. I would just like to point out, I'm very happy you even made it tonight. I was for sure thought there was going to be a WhatsApp to the staff. Mrs. Freeman had a grandchild. She will not be attending tonight's event, but Baruch Hashem. And now the people that you've told us about actually exist, it's beautiful. To echo Rabbi Freeman's point, last year, in the first of the now 7 goodbye parties we made for you, there was a car that drove through, and I was not here in the afternoon. And Rabbi Linder said, "Can you come back?" And I said, "This will not be the last time we say goodbye to Mrs. Freeman." There was then a staff party that was in the afternoon. It was for Shavuos. I was preparing for Yontiv. I said, "This will not be the last." And then graduation came, and you gave the longest speech. Everybody else had to give 3 to 4 minutes. Mrs. Freeman, 20 minutes. And yet, here we are.
Not done yet.
So it was mentioned that we tried to avoid her office. I thought I was being asked to speak to tell you ways to avoid Mrs. Freeman. There are many ways we tried to avoid Mrs. Freeman throughout the years. She has wonderful relations with the shlichim and the banot. Teachers loved when there were new banot and new shlichim. Why? Because she forgot about us for an entire year. For a whole year, we could skate by, we didn't submit lesson plans. It was great. It really was. It was amazing. We did. I have walked around that hallway numerous times. I still do, by default, walk around. Because the only 2 words you did not want to hear was, "Hey, Aaron." And that automatically meant a new assignment, a new thing you're going to have to do. One of the 38 tabs open her computer that only she knew what each tab represented. But all of this I say in context because you're amazing. We avoided you because you made us work much harder, because you made us better. There's a concept in Tshuva. We're in the Tshuva season. There's a concept called Hirur Tshuva. That means as long as you're thinking about it, as long as you're discussing it, it's in your mindset, you have the greatest mindset I've ever met. And the idea of a growth mindset, the idea of a lifelong learner. I'm not joking. You would go to meetings in the middle of the year. You would go to the tech conference, this conference, you would come back and you're like, this new thing we're going to start, and I'm saying it like, I don't want to change anything. Okay, this way it's been done. Ms. Rosenbaum's laughing because she knows it's true, right? And we knew, though, that it would die down eventually. Something else would happen, and we would just nod and say yes and acknowledge and say, we're in, we're going to do it. But the fact that you came back with such an energy and a zeal and a varmkeit for teaching, that you're a lifelong learner. You're a lifelong learner. And I would not be, in any way, shape, or form, the teacher that I am without you. When people ask me where they should teach, I say, if you can learn by Mrs. Freeman, that's what you should do. You can teach anywhere afterwards. But if you can learn by Mrs. Freeman, the dedication you did to sit down with me, and the lesson plans, which we had to submit every Sunday night, still have to submit every Sunday night, then you'd go over it. How would I break down minute by minute? You impacted my teaching. I don't know, countless hundreds and hundreds of students that I have relationships with only because you taught me how to be a teacher. And you taught me that the only way to make those relationships is through the teaching of Torah. Not just to have fun, not just to chill out, but to raise them up. I used to remember watching you come in when you would observe us. In Hillel Torah, you're supposed to be observed twice a year. Mr. Freeman came twice, I think. But when you would walk in, I was so nervous. Because I knew, you know what I'm saying, the email was going to come. Aaron, you had a great lesson. You did the following 3 things excellently. And then 35 bullets of this is how you should have done it better. And you were there for a minute. In 1 minute. So first I would ignore it. And then I would be angry. And then I would look at it and be like, that's an amazing, amazing skill that no one else in the world has. To be able to see, when you would come in and to talk to the students on Yom Yerushalayim, our students can't sit still for 3.5 seconds. They listen to your story every year for a half hour because it was so engaging. The idea of being a lifelong learner, of growth mindset, of trying to do better and trying to impact. But as Dov mentioned, I think that it wasn't just that you care about your teachers immensely and that you care about their students immensely. You care about us as people. Which moves you would ask about my kids, about which choices for yeshiva, about what's happening in my life, decisions that I have to make. You know that I'd be crying.
Thank you, Howard. Thank you.
I wouldn't be what I am without you. The WhatsApp groups that I have from students 11 years ago would not be what I am without you. We talk with Yantif and Rosh Hashanah about legacy. Sifrei Chaim, Sifrei Mason, Liptag, and Levanim, that you're judged every year. Not just those that are living, but those that passed away. You're judged based on things that you do, based on all those things. Your legacy will go on forever. Because of your students, the teachers that you have that have students, that are involved in Avodas HaKodesh, that are parents, that are better parents because of you. So I want to thank you on behalf of all the teachers. If someone does not want to be thanked on behalf, you can say something now. I try not to be too emotional because I did not want you to hug me, but I know you're going to hug me regardless later. And everybody that's laughing knows exactly what I mean. Mrs. Freeman, or Tamar, as you told me to call you, thank you. Thank you for being there. Thank you for making me. Yeah, come in. It's okay. Thank you for making me into a teacher that I am today. I still hear you in the background. Yes, it's fine. It's on the pictures. For making me into the teacher that I still am and to continue to be because of you. Thank you for all the heart you put into it. You might not be here, but you are with me in every lesson plan that I plan, every test that I give, and everything that I do. So I want to thank you, the teachers. I wish you, Rosh Hashiva, tremendous nachas from your amazing family, which we hear a lot about. And you know that if anybody ever visits, it doesn't make a difference what you're doing in class. We're going to come in. This is my granddaughter. This grandchild, Baruch Hashem, you should continue with nachas. I may have asked him with health, with bracha, with gesund, with everything good. Good to mention your good marks.